next about farm to school. This was an important amendment that our office put in based on ideas that came from right here. This farm to school initiative. So right now, our schools get USDA monies, commodities monies that support the school lunch program. What this pilot program is going to do is it allows the schools, instead of purchasing canned goods, processed goods, they're going to be able to enter into relationships with local farms to get fresh fruits and vegetables, and dairy, beef, eggs. So this is, we think, is going to be helpful not only to nutrition, but we also hope that it will help inspire a whole new generation to come to the farm. So I can envision potentially teachers who want to go on a school trip out before the planting season and maybe during harvest. So that experience, I hope, will be resonating, and maybe we'll see more enter into the calling agriculture and farming. An important farm-to-school initiative. In fact, we have a school district not far from here, Rondout Valley, that's actually going to be the pilot for the pilot. So we're excited about this. We're starting already, and I certainly want to make sure Eli gets out to the Sullivan County schools so they're aware of this program as well. Next, crop insurance. Look, supporting and promoting regional food systems. This was really important to address crop insurance. You only have to look at what happened after Irene, Lee, and Sandy to see that the crop insurance program just was up until this farm bill just was not working for us in the Northeast. The way the crop insurance program is written, if you grow one crop and you do it over thousands and thousands and thousands of acres, then the crop insurance program was for you. But if you were like a farmer here in the Northeast, that you may grow 2 or 3 different crops on the same ground over the course of a year, you rotate that crop. And the crop insurance program doesn't work for us. And just because of the cumbersome nature of it and complexity, but beyond that, our farmers in this regard were looking for more coverage, more whole farm coverage. And that's what we're bringing forward. Now, this is a collaborative effort. This is something that Sean, Patrick Maloney, and myself worked on together in the Ag Committee, and it's an important provision that is going to be undertaken by the Risk Management Agency and the USDA going forward. And what a novel concept. I mean, part of what they're going to do is engage farmers to get their ideas. We want to create a crop insurance program that they want to buy. So, and that's really, empathy is really the place to start here, and I think that that's going to be important. Support for organics. Again, something we're very proud of here in upstate New York. The fact that we are really, I think, leading the nation on this. Some parts of the country would want to take issue with that, but they're not here today to defend themselves, so I'm biased. I believe we really are leading the nation. So what have we done? First of all, there's more investment on research. And Cornell Cooperative Extension's here today. We congratulate Pat, and she'll be talking about some of what Cornell Cooperative Extension brings to the table. But the research that we do in the specialty crops is so vitally important. We know there's a direct link. There's a direct link between the research, the investments we make in research, and the yield of our crops. And so what we're doing here, I think, is not only going to advance the organic community, but I think it also shows respect. Something that's we needed to do more of, and I think this farm bill, by the advances we're doing for the organic community, $100 million worth of investments in research for the organic community. A couple other things I want to mention with regard to organics. We had an important amendment vote in committee. Never had won this committee or this vote before. The organic community was interested in being able to pull together and promote themselves. And so we've had what's called a checkoff or promotional program. We've had that before. You've seen it, actually. Maybe it wasn't conscious to you. When you see got milk, when you see, or you've seen beef, it's what's for dinner. That's all part of a collegium, if you will. The community pooling together to promote their industry. The organic community has been wanting to do this for some time, and we got this done. And I think that was an important win. There was some resistance in this, but we carried it in committee, and it survived into the final version of the bill. So I know the organic community is justifiably proud of that, and we're going to work together on that piece. And then, finally, as part of the arduous process, it takes 5 years to get certified. There are costs incurred with that, and There was an effort to try to strip the assistance, the subsidies that go to the organic community, to help them in that process, and we defeated that. So there is going to be support for the organic community as they move towards certification. So those are just three. There are more, but I just wanted to give you an illustration how this bill was good for organics. And I want to also talk about the REAP zones. The REAP zone, we have one here, and it's Sullivan County. Together we're Warsing. And this made a difference. And Todd was going to speak here, and I won't go into great detail because Todd has the opportunity to do so. But we've already seen in the past that this program can help economically challenged areas. And we have the red meat facility that's coming up. We also have another program that's down in the town of Tustin that's come through this program. And we think that this new idea can fit into the REAP zone as well. So we're excited about that piece. And that was reauthorizing the Farm Bill. It was important. We were concerned about that. And that was a big win to get that reauthorized. So, that's my second theme I wanted to talk to you about was this local and regional food systems, buy local. And again, the reason why I'm really going into detail is because it's important to get the word out because we want folks to take advantage and apply for these programs. Number 3, beginning farmer. So when I met with beginning farmers, and we have tremendous representation, we have great leadership in our area. We're very fortunate. In fact, some of the national leaders for the Young Farmer Coalition come from our area. Lindsay and Ben Chu, who are on the executive council for the Young Farmers Coalition. They, as part of my education, they came in and explained to me in great detail the challenges and the opportunities attendant to young farmers today. And with Lindsay and her team's help, we crafted a bill. Sergeant Major retired, another veteran, Sergeant Major retired Tim Walls, a Democrat from Minnesota. He and I introduced a bill, the Beginning Farmer Rancher Opportunity Act of 2013. And then we worked to get it into the Farm Bill. And we didn't get it all in the Farm Bill, but we got a significant portion of the Beginning Farmer and Rancher Opportunity Act in the Farm Bill enacted. So that was a big win as well. The key word here is access. We're helping with access. Access, firstly, to land. From listening to young farmers, it's the biggest challenge they have. You can imagine for a moment just the cost of acreage here in upstate New York. So what we've done for beginning farmers, there's 3 different programs that help. The first of which takes advantage of all the experience that we have in our state. It's part of the CRP program. It's called the Transition Incentive Program. And the Transition Incentive Program, if a soon-to-be retiring farmer takes on a mentor, then the retiring and the new farmer get 2 years of transition incentive, which is essentially a tax credit. So, here you have a great, efficient market here of an experienced farmer who's ready to impart knowledge and experience wisdom, and then you have an aspiring farmer, and we have a program that incents that. I think that's important. And then there are a couple others. The Contract Lands Sales Program. This is loan guarantees, particularly when retiring farmers sell their land to either a beginning farmer or to a socially disadvantaged farmer. So, this is part of the closing. I think this is an important program, the Contract Lands Sales Program. And then the third is the Down Payment Loan Program. The Down Payment Loan Program recognizes the challenge of bringing capital together. So what you have here is with a 5% down payment from the farmer, the other part of the half, or 45%, is a guaranteed loan from the federal government at a low rate, and then you'll have to find a lending institution for the other 50%. But access to land. Next, access to training. And, we're talking about not just the tactics, techniques, and procedures for farmers, which is really important. And we have some of these training hubs all throughout the Hudson River Valley. And so these are like, in fact, you may have seen in the news, the Gill Farm, which is going to be an incubator, a hub there for aspiring farmers and a chance for them to experiment and to get good at what they're doing, incubators. In some respects, that's like a private part of what we're doing with the young farmers, this beginning farmer program as well. So there's a great public-private partnership in relation to bringing along new farmers. But it's not just the tactics, techniques, and procedures. It's access to credit. This is one where, a lot, just like when I mentioned the crop insurance, a lot of your federal programs heretofore, their loan programs really benefited the big farmers. And so Lindsay came forward. She was really the author of a micro loan program. I'm really proud to say this, that really it was her baby to put this together. And we got it into Farm Bill. So this is a smaller loan program, and it's really for our niche farmers, some of our organic farmers that have particular needs. We're going to have access for credit for them, and I think that's really important. Access to value-added producer grants, which are going to help our beginning farmers. Access, and particular access, every farmer has access to conservation programs, and they're wonderful. And we just strengthened the conservation title in the Farm Bill. I'm proud of that. And in large measure, that was because of the experts, the subject matter experts we have here in Hudson River Valley. Ned Sullivan, Andy Bicking with Scenic Hudson, and those in Dutchess County, and Becky Thornton and others, and Peter Patton from Columbia County. And we're getting to know the experts here on the west side of the river. But they made a huge difference in the conservation program, and all our farmers get to benefit from them. And we're talking about keeping our best farmland farming. We have easement program for that. We're also talking about a forest legacy program that helps not only conserve this land, but also has a nexus with tourism, which is next to agriculture. Tourism is really a major driver of our local economies, and so that's part of this program as well. But for beginning farmers, what we do for beginning farmers is recognizing the challenge of cash flow. I mean, it's a challenge for the young folks just getting started. So what the conservation programs do for young farmers is they get more money up front. Generally, the way these conservation programs start is you start your program, and then when you finish it, you bring your receipt, and then you get 75% cost share from the federal government. But what we've done here is we've actually, for beginning farmers, they get upfront money. So, which is helpful to them. Once they start the program, they don't have to wait till they finish. They get a check before they finish, and that's to help them with their cash flow. And then access to discounts on insurance. A 10% discount in those first 5 years for a beginning farmer. And look, intendedly, the definition of a beginning farmer is generous. So a beginning farmer is any farmer that has not farmed 10 consecutive straight years. And that's because we recognize and we desire, literally and figuratively, for beginning farmers to get their roots in the ground. So I just wanted to share with you, this is something we're really excited about. Advocates in this area, we got that into Farm Bill. I think that's a big win for our area. Talk about rural development. I did talk about broadband for a little bit, but what's important, one of these broadband programs is in the Farm Bill, and that's the Rural Utility Service, RUS, broadband loan program, and we did increase the account for that. And what we do is, I think most in the room know that we hold these conferences periodically with the intent of arming local leaders, both at the town supervisor and the legislature level, with the information on incentives so that they can apply. And so we just not only reauthorized, but actually increased the amount of authorization for broadband. We also have rural water programs. This is really important. After Irene, I'll give you one example, the town of Wyndham in Greene County. We had an emerging situation where we could have had that water putrefied. We could have ended up with that water being imperiled. And the Rural Water Association from New York came and gave that subject matter expertise, and they staved that off. It didn't happen. So it's one of those stories you don't hear about, because when something potentially bad happens and it doesn't happen, it doesn't often get in the news. It's not news. But I want to tell you, I'm listening. And so when Pat Scalera, who's an amazing advocate, came by, we made sure that we worked this program, and we've got increasing funds for this, because they do really good work, and it saves us a ton on this in terms of what remediation would be occurring if we didn't do it. Rural business, we've got some programs in particular that Todd will talk about, so I'm not going to go into detail, but they're important for rural development. And why bring up Todd is he has a track record of negotiating the sometimes arduous and difficult process of getting federal funding. So it's important to know where these folks are so that you can negotiate this system, sort of make your way from A to Z to get these programs enacted. So look, I know I went on for quite a bit, but the important thing is, Eli, is that we've got a lot of detail. We want to get out to our farmers. We want to get out to our town supervisors, to our county legislators, because we want to make sure that when we're out there, we're getting at least our share. We're going to go after our share more, you know. So it was because we believe, we believe that, this is going to work for us, that this is going to be part of our economic revitalization.